Today I'm just going to give you a brief introduction to MYOB Advanced. I'm not going to go into anything too technical, just to give you a little idea of what is out there as well. So this is MYOB Advanced. When we come into it, we are met with our beautiful dashboard, which is relevant to us as an individual and our role that we have. You can see that in this particular demo, I am working as an accounts receivable clerk. So everything that I've got in here is relevant to my accounts receivable stuff in terms of what is overdue, how many days it's been outstanding, and what sort of cash inflow, and basically my aged receivables over there. Okay, just to give me a brief idea of where we're sitting so that I can make decisions about what we're going to do. Once we decide what we need to do for the day or getting into our roles, we can see we can get around Advanced fairly easily. It's a pretty user-intuitive system. You can see we've got our workspaces, which take us to our different menus. You can see we've got time and expenses, we've got purchasing, we've got sales orders, and anything that relates to that. So we can generally find our way around pretty quickly. But if we couldn't and we didn't know what it is, we sort of have an idea what we're looking for, but we're not sure which workspace that might be. And we have this wonderful little search feature up at the top here, which is our global search. And say I wanted to look for my opportunities for CRM because I need to capture something there, I can just start typing and I can get to my screen and I can go into that. Okay. I don't have anything in here at the moment. This is just a real demo environment, so we don't have too much of a data in here. Alternatively, we can sort of open things. If I wanted to go back to my dashboard, sorry, I can just click on our logo at the top and it'll take me straight back into my dashboard. So I wanted to find my customers. Let's have a look for those. I can see there's my customer profiles, and this will give me a list of my customers. And as an accounts receivable clerk, I can see I want to just get some quick information around this particular customer. I can have a click on it, and I have got a side panel on the side here, which will give me a breakdown of that same dashboard that we saw earlier, but this time it's specific to the customer that I am have clicked on. And so every time I move over from a different customer, the information in these dashboards change. This one's got nothing. Okay. That's just a real brief overview of MYOB Advanced. Obviously, our session today is all around automation. So let's talk about a bit of automation in Advanced. The beauty about it is that most screens can be automated by default, by standard, and it doesn't take a genius to a technical support developer to be able to automate them, if that makes sense. So say, for instance, we have in our sales orders screen, you've got your salespeople managing the sales, you've got your warehouse team managing the shipments and getting all the stock out. But then at the end of the day, we need to invoice all the stock that's gone out and all our customers that have done it. We don't need to have an accounts receivable person or anybody go through that whole process. We can go into any one of our bulk processes over here. Well, that's relative to what we're doing. And like, for instance, I want to process my shipments and I can click on my action that I come to from this, and I want to prepare my invoices. All the shipments that have been shipped out for that day or before that day will be listed here. Again, not a lot of data. And then from this screen or any screen where you see this little automation schedule over here, I can click on that and create a schedule for myself. And this I can set into when I want, how often do I want it to run? Do I want it to run every hour? Do I want it to run weekly, monthly, by financial period, daily, and then per hour, per 10 minutes, or maybe just once a day? So you can create your own schedule there just by following your nose, really. It's pretty straightforward. Okay, so that's a little bit about automation of processes per se. But what about if we wanted to automate sort of like sending out reports? So say we've got a customer that requires a weekly sales report based on stock that they've bought so that they can update and make sure that they're on track with their stock handlings and stuff, and they're requesting that from you. So let's see what we can do in this regard. Under our receivables menu, we have a whole bunch of profitability reports. So I'm just going to click on this one, sales profitability by customer. This brings up a report in a report format, very similar to your clarity reports type of behavior. In here, I can select my parameters and fill in those, and I can save it as a template. Now for this demo, I do have one already saved. So I'm just going to pick the template that I've got, and that's for my important customer. And so you can see in my search criteria, the important customer has come up already. Under my print and email settings, I can decide which format I want this email to go to them in, PDF, HTML, or XML. Who's it going to? Type in the email address, and I can give it a subject. And then I can schedule the template. And from the scheduling of the template, I just pick a schedule that I would have pre-configured prior to that. So say we wanted in the weekly sales reports to customers, and then we go, okay. And it's as simple as that. And I've got that set to go once a week, and once a week that email will go sent to the customers. Okay. The other pretty cool automation stuff that we have that we can set up and configure for you is we call it a sort of like another tool in our toolbox, and we call those our business events. Business events can be pretty much anything. If you've got a requirement, a specific requirement to your business, you just get in touch with your partner and your provider, and they can work through that with you in terms of which way is the best way to automate this. And then once you've got the hang of all of these, they're pretty straightforward to set up as well. Nothing too technical behind it, depending on the requirements that is. So for today, I'm going to set up, I've got a business event setting up that is going to trigger 3 notifications when I put a customer on credit hold. So that's really just about me notifying the sales rep who is dealing with this customer that their customer is now on credit hold and they can't get any more sales sent to them. They need to get stuck in and help us to collect that money. Right, so again, I'm going to go to my important customer. And if I look at my side panel on the side and look at their aged balances, I can see we've got $2,000, $2,750 sitting in overdue for over 90 days. They haven't got in contact with us, so I'm going to put them on credit hold. So I'm just going to go into the customer account and change their status to credit hold and save it. Now, the little business events do take a couple of seconds to fire off. So if we just wait for that to come through, I should get a message on my mobile phone anytime soon. And in the meantime, well, let's just check our email, because I know I've got it sent as an email. That hasn't come through yet. So let's go here. Let's minimize that. And let's go to my mobile phone. Just an Android device. So if I swipe up from the top, I can see my notifications. And there I can see I've got a push notification coming in around that customer. If I click on that, it'll take me into my MYOB Advanced mobile app, and I can sign into that. And this is just because it's a link to the computer that I just need to go back and sign in properly. Password in, sign in, and that will take me to that customer's account within my mobile app on my phone. And from here, I can view any activities that have gone against that customer. So any emails, any contact from anybody there. And if I go into the summary and go to my account info, I can even phone them straight from within the mobile app. Right. So that's the push notification where it takes us into the customer account. If I go out of that app and go into my text messages, the other thing I've got there, you can see I've got a new text message to say that that important customer has also been put on credit hold. So there's multiple ways to notify our salespeople or anybody, member of our person in our business, that something needs to happen. Okay, and if I go back to the web browser over here, we should end up with an email at some point. So let's just see. I go into the user groups. There we go. there's the email that came through as well. So all three of those notifications were triggered straight from one single business event.